Good evening and welcome to week number 1 of the Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 2. And here we have this match between the 16-bit nerd and the Immortals. I'm Adirondack Rick, being joined by Tracy M. and DukeFireBird will be representing the Immortals, who won their first of the 2 matches against the 16-bit nerds. I'll get into a little bit of details a little bit before in a few moments here, but Floyd44 will be representing the 16-bit nerds. What can you tell me about this match here, Tracy?
Well, unfortunately, I don't really know a whole lot about either of these players. I know they've been around for a while, but I don't believe either one of them was in the tournament that we just finished up. So I'm looking forward to seeing some players that I don't know a lot about.
DukeFireBird has been a runner who's been in and out of the randomizer community, but is coming into here, and I believe he, if I remember correctly, was in the league last year, but I can't fully remember at this stage. Somebody's going to go ahead and correct me in just a few moments. Anyways, what we can tell you is what mode this race is going.
Yep, we are in open mode, and I will add to that. So I've been told that the Immortals were a team in the league last year, including DukeFireBird, and the 16-bit nerds are a new team. So it'll be interesting to see what they could bring to the table here.
Floyd representing the green pennant of the 16-bit nerds. Ikir was the runner who ended up going up against Hula Ninja of the Immortal.
But yeah, being that this is week 1, we are in open mode, which means we are going to have to collect all 7 crystals for both Ganon's Tower and to defeat Ganon, and we will have to go through Ganon's Tower. So basically, it's your normal open mode, pretty regular. I try to avoid the word standard, since that has a whole different meaning, but I have to keep myself from saying it. But we should be starting any moment now.
Tracy, you get to say a whole bunch of standard next week when we do Ambrosia.
That's right. Yeah, Ambrosia with a whole lot of standard, start with the sword, and I'm going to assume they'll get the boots in, which is definitely going to be interesting. But for now, we're in open mode, and DukeFireBird starting off in Sanctuary and just getting the key. Floyd starting at Link's house. I did not see what he grabbed.
Well, it's on his Y button right there. It's a bottle, a blue goo bottle.
The nice thing there is when he gets to Kakariko, he'll be able to check Sick Kid for sure. And getting a bottle with blue is always nice to get those blue ones, although you hope you don't have to use it anytime soon. And you hope you don't accidentally hit the Y button and use it by accident.
Well, he's got no way of using it at this point because he just got himself some full magic out of the Tier 1 tree pull, and DukeFireBird's going to get that information here as well. And we get ourselves our second bottle. Oh, boy. And more magic.
Oh, my God. Wow.
This seed is wanting us to have magic.
It sure is.
Boots!
And boots! Boots this early, that'll be nice for Floyd.
Mirror! We might have ourselves an Aga required seed.
Wait. It must be me, because I calmed a race yesterday where Mirror was on the Lumberjack. Unfortunately, only one of the runners saw it right away, and the other runner didn't get to it. Basically, the last location did.
So we do have some information about this first race between these 2 teams this week. The Immortals versus the 16-bit nerds, and it was a 1.5-minute difference. A 1.5-minute win for Hula Ninja.
And with those boots, Floyd is able to check the Bonk Rocks right away and does get some blue mail out of it, so a little bit of extra safety for him.
Now, here's the thing, Tracy. We've seen 2 bottles already.
Yep.
You know what the significance about that is?
Besides Sick Kid?
Well, it reduces the odds of DukeFireBird finding a bottle in Kakariko Village, so he's going to have to double back to get the Sick Kid.
Yeah, I mean, if Sick Kid ends up having a really important item, that'll be a big deal. If not, it's not like they're not going to be a Kakariko 1,000 times during the race. So right. Not too bad, but it's definitely an advantage Floyd on that one. Also, the fact that Floyd has those boots is advantage Floyd. Because just every little bit that he's got the boots and DukeFireBird doesn't is just going to give him a little bit of an extra edge.
It shouldn't impact the race a big deal. It's just when you have a race that could potentially turn into a close race, you know, these double backs to the village might come back to haunt you down the road. We don't know. It definitely could happen. Floyd getting red mail early on in this race here. That might be a nice find for these runners.
Yeah, but the good news for DukeFireBird, of course, is that having already seen that mirror, he knows eventually he's going to be going to Aga. Unless it's one of those very strange seeds where where the mirror doesn't bring us anything at all. And even, like say even if Swamp isn't a crystal, you might want to just get that mirror, just the amount of time it saves later on.
And we did also get our map check, and both 5-6 crystals are in the light world. They're in Desert and Tower of Pharaoh. Speaking of Eastern, which is a pendant.
Of course, because we got a bow.
Yeah, that's right. So both runners did get the information about the mirror being at the lumberjack, and we get the ice rod from the bottle vendor.
So what do you think the odds are that we're going to have a pendant TR as well?
Well, you see, there are going to be 2 pendants in the dark world. That's a 5 in 7 chance that we do need to go through Turtle Rock. So, 63%. That's not what 5/7 is. I'm just making up a number.
It's okay.
DukeFireBird
talking about the fact that it just seems like, you get that ice rod early. It's like the seed telling you, yeah, we'll get you the ice rod because, we don't need it.
By the way, and here's an interesting note. You see DukeFireBird having to purchase those bombs?
Yep.
If it turns out, that's a nice place for the hook shot. If it turns out that there's an item at the race game, DukeFireBird's going to be using up a bomb, whereas Floyd, because he has the boots, could just bonk into that wall.
And also, if there's an item in the library, Floyd is just going to be able to get it now. DukeFireBird will have to come back later first. So another dip back here, as you would say.
Yep.
And in fact,
Well, 300 rupees is a nice find. Floyd's going to pick it up. You're not heartbroken about it.
DukeFireBird's not going to come back for that unless we get to the point where Zora's the only play. It'd be a lot faster to pick that up if you have boots. But if Zora's not the play, or if he has money otherwise, we're not going to see him come back for that.
And DukeFireBird's going to be checking this race game blindly, and we are going to see from Floyd what the sick kid has in just a moment. It's a mushroom!
It's a mushroom. Yeah.
What is the sea telling us?
Fetch quest.
What is the sea telling us, Tracy?
Well, it's telling us we're going to go to Aga at some point.
Yes.
And it's telling us it might be a while. Flippers, nice. Although, to be fair, we haven't gotten anything else to lead us towards Dark World, so we have, Flippers is nice. So that might make it easier for Floyd to get to Zora, because he's going to be a lot closer to that money. He's going to buy bombs, though.
He's going to be at 345. Makes sense. What is the sea doing to us? What's that even gonna
he's not gonna. No, he changed his mind. Yeah, it's big enough that pre-Zora you're gonna grab it. I think.
I might need those rupees at some point in time.
And he's gonna. Oh, there's a bottle.
Yep,
that's 3 bottles in less than 7 minutes. Nice.
What's with these safeties? Why can't I have this in one of my races? So Floyd's gonna get that mushroom in just a moment, and DukeFireBird is gonna go into the mini Moldorm cave, and it's nice to have the hookshot for that.
Oh, absolutely. And the other interesting part about that mushroom, because they had flippers, they're gonna have a nice path to get over to the witch's hut to turn that in. They can just go south, grab that little whirlpool portal, get over there very easily without having to fake flipper or anything.
Yep, you're right.
And a quake is the only thing in Mini Moldorm. We may or may not need that.
Yeah, getting that quick is something that we don't know about. We won't know about for a while, but you know, you're gonna take any medallion you see at this stage because,
Because you don't know.
yeah, you don't know.
Oh, are we getting an Eastern play over here from DukeFireBird?
No, we're gonna get
No,
the.
he's gonna hit the flippers.
Well, he's gonna get the Hylia Island check on his way to Eastern.
Right.
Because
Oh, that's
he's-
right. Because that's the sick kid item, so he doesn't have those slippers yet.
That's right. So Floyd's about to pick up his third bottle. As we go into Sahasrala's hut, we find out that the green pendant is going to be Misery Meyer. So now it is a 5 and 6 chance that we have to go into Turtle Rock.
And there's some money there. We'll get DukeFireBird really close to that Zora total.
Lloyd at this stage is at 416 rupees. Obviously, that 300 would put him into range, but I believe we're going to see Floyd head on over here to the Ice Rod Cave. And DukeFireBird is going to go and say, hey, look, you gave me a bow. Was this for a particular reason? Even though we can't logically beat Eastern, and it is also a pendant.
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
reason to be in here.
it's so often though that the bow leads you to something in pod. So not. I mean, at this point you have a lot of you have all those Sphere 1 checks. Try and get them over with, and Eastern counts as that. So at least you can check these earlier items. But I don't know that I would go for the full clear of Eastern. It might depend on whether there's an item there or not. Of course, we start off with a map. That doesn't help make that decision easy.
What would really make this easier for Duke is if he finds a lamp or fire rod here that would logically make this dungeon beatable depending on where the big key turns out to be, as Floyd sets up his water dashing over the water.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do that because he has the flippers, but this is a lot faster.
Oh yeah, for certain. So we're gonna go ahead and see what the hobo has, and even though he was water dashing, this is in logic for Floyd because he does have the flippers. There's our glove.
And that's a glove.
And now we are 2 items away from Dark World access at this point.
Let's see where Floyd is off to.
Half Magic is not a bad find for DukeFireBird. It's obviously not something that would be required to beat this game, but you're not going to disagree with finding.
Oh god,
Half Magic.
Definitely not. Half Magic is a very nice thing to have.
Compass, on the other hand, is.
So we do have an item on the Armos Knights.
We have 2 lamp blocked items. Floyd also going to find out what the Waterfall Fairy free gift is here, and well, there's a hammer. We are now 1 item away from Dark World access.
Moon Pearl away from Dark World access. Nowhere near that Aga access that they're going to want for that mirror. As we have no swords right now. Oh, there's a sword.
That would actually come in handy here for DukeFireBird.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and grab that sword, of course.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be able to get the Zora item. Which means kind of orphaning this area for a little bit.
DukeFireBird getting some bombs. One concerning thing is his 2 hearts that he has right now. Because it does look like DukeFireBird is committed on finishing this dungeon. He does have blue goo, but this is a dark room that can really hit you like a tank if you lose control of it.
Oh, I was hoping he would drop down and grab one of those fairies in the pot.
Yeah, that's exactly what he should have done. Fires the bow. He finds out where the Mimic is. Or not the Mimic, the Igor. Gets the key. Now he's got to be careful of getting past the other one. That's the one that can really give you a lot of trouble. But he does get upstairs.
Yeah, he's fine. But yeah, that room is a little bit tricky, even just getting through the pot, because if you line up right towards the edge of the top of the wall, you have to be a little bit further down to actually pick up that pot. It's very easy to miss it.
And speaking of things that we just saw over on the right-hand side, Floyd has Dark World access. He found the Moon Pearl, as well as a Master Sword in the back 3 of Escape.
So now just a lamp away from being able to pick up that mirror.
We're going to get a lot of information here in just a moment, Tracy.
And to be fair, he can pick it up right now, but Dark Aga, not exactly the most pleasant choice that you have.
We do need to get it. Palace of Darkness is the other pendant, so why did we get this bow?
Well, pendant pod having no progression, I mean, come on.
Oh, no, it wasn't in Eastern.
But we do not have to worry about the ice rod, and we do have to clear TR, so that's at least something.
Doesn't mean this is going to be an easy seed.
No, not at all.
The 5 items. Well, that's a great start. That's
okay,
better.
there we go.
That's even better.
No, that's a good hype cave. Getting two progression items out of hype cave is very good. Out of any cave, really. Myths and Cane.
So we do know that DukeFireBird is going to have to get the flippers from Sick Kid. It is required. And we do know that he's going to have to get to Hobo.
Well, he'll run out of checks in the not too distant future.
Well, here's the thing. This seed is actually setting up nicely for DukeFireBird at this stage because of what you're saying. It's going to force him into these checks.
Yeah, because you can't fake flipper into the waterfall cave. Unless you have the Moon Pearl. You're not going to get that yet.
So what goes through your mind if you're at 14 minutes and 50 seconds in and you find the boots in that uncle area?
I hope that my opponent didn't go there first. That would definitely concern me.
Because you know that there are some opponents out there who would make the uncle play their first stop, and you know that there's runners who will be delaying it until they have a reason to go to Hyrule Castle.
Yep.
We get to see some...
there's a flute. That's actually really good news for DukeFireBird, because that flute will incentivize him to get back to Kakariko and check that Sick Kid and get his flippers.
That's actually a really good break here for DukeFireBird. Now, we don't necessarily need that flute just yet, but it is shaping up that that's likely going to be our desert access.
Yeah, we don't know where that book is, so if the book isn't available, maybe it's in GT or something, then they would absolutely need that flute. We won't need it for Mire unless there's regression in Mire. And we do get our first check of Thieves Town.
So DukeFireBird taking himself towards the basement here of Hyrule Castle, and Floyd checking the first floor of Thieves Town. Looks like DukeFireBird setting himself up to a death warp.
Yeah, nice to have that bow to help you out for that. Then you can just damage yourself down, take a few steps back, and then bomb yourself to death. And of course we do get the small key. Thankfully we do have the hammer, but we will have to check the big chest most likely.
2 out of 4 in the first 4 of Thieves Town. As you mentioned, this is a dungeon that these 2 are going to have to complete because it is for a crystal, so it's not like gamble can be made here.
Yeah, Thieves Town is to me one of the worst, if not the worst, pendant dungeon. It's a nice crystal dungeon because you can clear it very early. It doesn't go mode very well, so having to full clear it early is not bad. The most you can really skip is the big chest in a go mode situation, which sometimes you can skip anyway. So just getting in here and getting it over with for Floyd is a really good idea.
DukeFireBird going through a dark room right at a stage, trying to get himself to Dark Cross. Getting himself a little toss aside here. That's because an enemy just kept bumping into him. Yeah, he keeps getting bothered by an enemy. Gets a shovel.
Well, another fetch quest. And Floyd, unfortunately, having to go burn through his blue potion here. Not exactly where you want to use it, but beats the alternative.
Yeah, getting really bothered by the enemies in here with 6 hearts. Gonna have to see how he ends up faring in the upcoming fight against Blind.
Well, he'll be fine if he can stay on the script.
Well, yeah, definitely. But it's just one of those cases where if he gets off script, then it can really become an issue.
Yeah, hopefully he remembers he's got that blue cane as a backup.
Yeah, that would definitely help him out tremendously as DukeFireBird works his way to the back 3 of Escape and is going to be probably scratching his head right now about that Moon Pearl.
Yeah, because he doesn't have his glove and hammer. So hopefully he activates that flute, gets those flippers from the sick kid, and follows them. And just a map in the big chest. That's a shame. You have to go over there and all you get is a map. I do believe that is going to mean that we will have... Actually, there's still one more item to check. He's got to get the Maiden's Chest.
Yep.
I get used to people going the other way around on that one.
50 rupees, which... Does that mean we still have the compass, or did we find that upstairs?
There were 2 items in the front, so... But there was a small key in the front, so I don't know if they've gotten the compass or not.
Our 300 eyes in the sky are telling us that we have not picked up the compass. I think. I don't know. Or maybe it's the other way around. We'll find out just a moment. Here's the fight against Blind. 6 hearts.
Getting a little bit off script here.
Yeah,
so,
this is where it becomes an issue. And does remember he does have the blue cane. This is where the issue I was feeling was going to come into play. It's because you got to remember the fireballs do not care how many hearts or what mail you have.
Nope.
And it was an item.
It was an item. It's not a very useful item. Yeah, actually, the thing that helps the most out with those fireballs is the fire shield.
Yeah.
It's like the one place where having a shield is super useful. Okay, DukeFireBird gets his flippers, and he'll have the advantage of being able to do Zora at the same time as everything else in the flippers checks.
Here's the thing. If there's an item that is required at Zora, it's going to take Floyd a little bit of a time to get there because he's orphaned that off now.
Yeah, you hope that he's got the mirror by the time he goes over to Catfish if he goes that way, because then he can go ahead and mirror and do those 2 at the same time.
But what if Zora ends up having the lamp?
It could. I suspect we're going to find out very soon. DukeFireBird also going to go ahead and set up the water walk to save time here.
I would reckon here for DukeFireBird, he's gonna go take this up to the hobo and then flute back to 8. Or nope, he's just gonna take the whirlpool.
Okay.
And then he'll flute his way back over or just jump in the water at some point in time anyway. So Floyd's gonna be checking out Skull Woods for us as the second crystal dungeon we're gonna see overall.
Yeah, we're not going to see the whole thing unless we find a fire rod here, though.
Floyd getting a key out of that first chest is now going to head towards the first section. And Duke is going to find the Master Sword, and you definitely picked that up at this stage.
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
let's
Zora.
see what this Zora item is.
500 rupees. Ooh.
It's an unknown. It's an ether medallion. We don't know if we need it or not.
It's scary. It's scary enough.
It is. It for sure is.
And there's the Master Sword pickup for DukeFireBird. So,
in a book.
Is Skull Woods. Oh boy. So for DukeFireBird, he's now going to go into Link's house, and I would assume. Oh, you got the flute out. Where are you going? You're fluting away. Oh, you're turning in the mushroom.
No,
Okay.
that's fair. That's a good choice. I'm not gonna. He could have saved that mushroom to go ahead and try a fake powder later on. Just bombs. Oh, he might be resetting this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a reset.
Yep. There's a no signal.
Yeah, and the reason he resets that is because there's a. We need a cape. Okay, game. We got it. Need a cape. But yeah, what I was saying is the reason why he resets that is so he can go ahead and use that mushroom as a fake powder when he gets his cane. He doesn't know he's going to get his cane soon, but he will, because I'm sure once he gets the rest of his Dark World access or decides to go there, he will go ahead and hit Hype Cave pretty early.
Well, this made this a little more spicy, and here's the shovel leading to 20 rupees.
Doesn't even bother picking him up.
I don't need those anymore.
Already at hammer pigs for Floyd.
Alright, so Duke unfortunately has a lot of options. Little does he know, none of them is going to lead to the glove. The answer he's looking for is Hobo. Now, this could make things a little more spicy or spicier for DukeFireBird is if he finds the lamp. Now, we know we have to go to Aga at some point in time, but he might be thinking that is his Dark World access.
Well, in this situation, that's not a bad thing since we know we have to go there anyway.
It's not a bad thing. It's just, it's going to delay him getting to the Hobo more than anything else.
In fact, he might get his second glove at the Hobo if he gets his Dark World access through Aga.
That is right. Because we know the other glove would be in the Hype Cave. Spectacle rock leading to 20 rupees.
And just arrows on top of it, so we don't care about any of that.
And the breadsmiths, what do they lead to?
Money. Okay.
Money laundering scheme.
Quite a refund. I mean, what is it? 10 rupees to get that sword done in the vanilla game?
290 rupee profit.
Yeah, there you go. And we are going to see our first Paradox Caves checks. I like this play from DukeFireBird. There's a lot of checks here you can get since he has that hook shot.
Floyd heading over to Sahasrahla, and what do we find inside Paradox Cave? Well,
there's our lamp.
There's our lamp.
So yeah, I do think he's going to go ahead and just do Aga. He's got the access to it. He knows it's needed for the item. No reason to put it off once you have the lamp.
Oh yeah, for certain. Especially when you know that you need it. Well, actually, I take that back, because DukeFireBird doesn't know he needs it just yet. But we know he needs it.
I think if you're weighing whether to do Aga for Dark World access, and you have the knowledge of such a big ticket item, I think you just do it.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see if that's what he decides, though.
But that Master Sword could be very well screaming, go to visit Aga. Floyd is heading into Eastern. It's going to get the half magic, unfortunately nothing else of importance.
Looks like DukeFireBird's going to actually do Hera first before he finishes up Death Mountain. That's a pretty good play. It's a crystal dungeon. He can full clear it. And we'll probably end this little trip with a trip to Spiral Cave.
And DukeFireBird finding a piece of heart as his first item inside of this Tower of Hera. As we have a few moments here, we can actually introduce the runners and the teams that they're on. DukeFireBird is representing the Immortals. He is the red pendant representative of the team. That includes Roach 788 and Hula Ninja as the third and final member of that team. Over on the right-hand side, we have the 16-bit nerds. We have Floyd44, who is representing the green pendant of that team. Ekir and Flipheel are the other two members of that team. They represent the Lake Hylia division, and we already know that that's quite a stacked division, too. So you know the Immortals would love to get their 6th point in this match.
Oh, absolutely.
I believe, if I remember correctly, this is the next to last match of this division. We got Andy and Solski coming up tomorrow.
Definitely a very high-ticket match. Two very good runners, and Andy is very well known in the community, of course. He's run several times at SGDQ. Solski, probably a little less known, but he's been around for a long time. Very, very good as well.
Yeah, both of them are very, very good at both Link to the Past as well as the SMC3 combination. And did we see both items here in Skull, or rather in Hera yet?
What was the item? We saw the piece of heart in the basement. I did not see, not in the basement, on the first floor. Yeah, we saw, was that arrows he got there? No, we must have been...
Nope, he didn't get a third item, or a second item, rather.
He's going back in. A lot of runners would just skip this. It is a time-consuming check.
But if there's something big in there, you might have an idea that your opponent has decided to skip that item. And Floyd is going to turn the mushroom in. We know it's not going to be anything of importance from what we saw from DukeFireBird. All the tiles flying at you. Waiting and waiting. One more to go. Yeah, there's the save scum there from Floyd. And there's
it's
our
bottle
fourth
number 4.
and final bottle, yes.
Not what he was looking for. It looks like he's gonna walk out, or no, he's just gonna walk out. He could death warp. He doesn't want to save and quit, because I believe he's gonna want to go through Spiral Cave to end this little trip. And if he does save and quit, then that's severely orphaned for later on.
Mm-hmm. As Floyd checks out King's Tomb, we get ourselves a piece of heart. So at this stage in the run, we know we need to find the magic cape. We also know we need to find the well, we don't know if we need to find it. I was gonna say we know we need to find the bombos, but I don't know if we need to find the bombos.
We don't. Yeah, we don't know what we need to get into Turtle Rock. We hope we don't need to go into Myra at all. Bombos could be required for Ice Palace if the cape were behind the fire rod. Or sorry, if the cape were in Ice Palace, for instance.
So Floyd is going to be taking the sequence break way up the mountain. Doesn't know that the flute is accessible in Hyrule Castle, but more power to Floyd if he's able to get through here because he will have the lamp.
Yeah, it's interesting that Floyd might never find that flute unless there's something needed in the Mire area. He's got a book to get into deserts, so he doesn't need the flute to get to desert, so he might never find that flute. And DukeFireBird is going to take that lamp and go straight to Aga.
Yes, he is. And we're also going to get some information about what we need to get into Turtle Rock at some point in time.
Yeah, I think we'll see more on Floyd's side because he can check pretty much everything up here.
Mm-hmm.
He has the book. He's got a Master Sword, so he can check the Ether Tablet. He will be able to get into check the requirement for Turtle Rock. Potentially could even go in there if he wants to, although without a fire rod and he knows where it is, I'm not sure, not thinking he's going to go that route.
Who knows? The Magic Cave could very well be in Turtle Rock.
Oh, it sure could.
You and I have seen enough seeds.
Yeah, keep in mind, the fire rod locks you out of one little area. It is possible to get all the way down to Laser Bridge with just a fire rod.
Yeah, you just gotta get some good keys to help you get it all the way there, and...
Or bad, as the case may be.
I know. Good for us, bad for the runners. There's the lamp for Floyd, and then he'll know that the flute's gotta be somewhere accessible. That he hasn't been to yet.
Yeah, that does narrow down the possible places for the flute. He may not worry about that because he knows he doesn't have to go to Mire unless, again, he starts running out of checks.
I mean, for all we know, that cave could very well be in Mire's shed too. I mean, there's nothing limiting from being there. So even though DukeFireBird has 6 hearts, gonna have to start being a little more careful here. Does have all 4 bottles, so he's got some safeties here. Just, you don't want to take a death in Aga Tower. Shout out to Quarter Beeps.
Yeah, a little more pleasant than the full-on beeping that the normal game gives us.
By the way, there's a check that Floyd can make that DukeFireBird could never make up here. And he's making it right now. But it's just bums.
Yeah, in Floyd's case, may not be that big. You know, the fact that it's a quick check, and DukeFireBird may be drawn to that when he gets his book.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And he's going to be coming back up the mountain at some point in time with the Titan's Mitt in hand.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's an orthodox square. It's just the fact that DukeFireBird couldn't check it when his first trip up the mountain. And we didn't get a chance to guess the amount of blue balls, but we're already at 1. Make it 2. Make it 3, we get to go through another zappy zap.
Ugh. Aga, please. Oh, as many of you already know, this is seeded as part of our seed. So when Floyd goes to Aga, he will face the same number of blue balls.
We are finished with 4. And that was quite the interesting change to the audio.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, why did the boss music just start here in the Dark World? There's the map for the DukeFireBird. Shout outs to Worldwide Wimpy, who's our tracker, hitting the buttons behind the scenes.
Doing the hard work, so we don't have to.
Absolutely. A+. Moldorm down for Floyd.
Oh boy, yeah. DukeFireBird still without a glove. Looks like he's trying to head over to Catfish. This is not gonna work.
Oh, right. I don't have a thing for that.
That's one of those things you don't really think about until you actually get there. Like, oh wait, yeah, no, I can't do this. So unfortunately, it's going to take him away from the Hype Cave area, which is where he really would want to go to get a pair of gloves.
Yeah, what he's probably ending up at this step in the run is he's going to do a C route where the Hype Cave is going to be the last step in the road.
He's going to find out where his fire rod is shortly.
Yeah. Obviously, he can't claim it at this point, but knowing that it's there will give him some decisions to make. Do I even bother going into a Skull Woods that I can't beat at this stage? Well, it looks like the answer is going to be yes. I am going to check the first section, or no.
This could be a Thieves Town play.
It could be.
Again, clear the crystal dungeon you can clear.
So Floyd's routing here makes it so he will not even go into Turtle Rock if he does have access to it.
Right, because without the mirror, he won't be able to get back to the light world to get on top of that rock in order to open it up.
Yep,
Misses
try to
that
block.
clip.
Yeah, he was going to clip himself into the block to bypass the barrier, but unfortunately didn't work out.
It is one of the harder clips. And unfortunately went through the wrong stairs. But we're fine. We'll get there.
As a piece of heart and back up to the second floor. So we're going to find out what is required to get into Turtle Rock. We haven't seen Bombos yet, but we know where Ether is. It's on Zora, which right now for Floyd is kind of an orphaned off location. Piece of heart, 20 rupees, a heart container, and another piece of heart.
Nothing in Hookshot Cave.
And Tracy, what do we need to get into Turtle Rock?
We need Ether.
Ooh.
A little surprised if Floyd didn't stick around and at least do Spike Cave before saving and quitting.
Yeah, he does have the equipment to do so by way of the blue cane as well as half magic. Well, we do know that Floyd has to get himself back over to Zora at some point in time.
Yeah, it might be a while before he gets there, too. A little surprised he isn't just going straight to Aga at this point. He knows he needs that mirror. Perhaps going to do Desert first. Could be looking for a better sword. I mean, Aga with a tempered sword or even a gold sword, it's pretty darn quick at that point.
Right, and what we're talking about that is the trip up the tower, because
Yes.
Aga doesn't really matter. There's a sword right there.
Well, that'll make his trip easier.
Ask and ye shall receive. And by the way, just to point this out, Floyd is just a cape away from no mode.
Well, he doesn't know where that ether is, though.
Oh, that's right.
I'd say
Floyd is
we're a
just a
cape.
cape.
We are a cape away from no mode.
That's right. Floyd is a cape and having to get back to Zora away from.
See,
no mode.
I consider if he had that ether, I'd consider finding the cape go mode, because
Oh yeah.
go mode is once you stop opening all the chests, that's go mode. So if you know where the item is and you can get to it,
Mm-hmm.
you're in go
Oh,
mode.
DukeFireBird getting another glove reminder.
Yeah, Thieves Town doesn't require the glove, but it does kind of make it a little bit easier.
And that's something that you're not used to because
Nope.
you usually go in here with a glove. So that is a mistake that can happen by runners, new and old. Oh, wait. That's right. I can't lift that rock. It's the same thing that you can see some runners do with Spike Cave.
Yeah, that's where it really hurts, is if you do it at Spike Cave. Because if you get all the way there and, oh wait, I can't actually lift the thing.
You sound like you speak from experience.
Well, no comment.
Come
Actually,
on,
more to the
Tracy,
point,
we're
usually what happens is I'll be like, oh, I can go to Spike Cave, and either I won't have hammer or glove, and my tracker will have it still red. I'll be like, why can't I go to Spike Cave? My tracker says I can't go there.
We're all randomizer runners at this stage. We know how it goes. I've definitely made that dive into there to get to the rock and like, oh. You dummy! What are you thinking?
No, and DukeFireBird going in with 3.5 hearts. Doesn't even grab the free heart under the pot there.
Yeah, half
does have
magic
that
with the...
He does have that blue cane, so...
Yeah,
and
half magic and the blue cane definitely gives him some safety here. Got him pretty well on script, though.
I was
Man,
about
that's
to
a
say,
solid
not
fight.
even... Yeah, just a half a heart of damage, so he had no problem there. He had every reason to not worry.
Two crystals apiece for both of these runners. DukeFireBird's biggest advantage, though, is that he's already finished Daga. Floyd doing some spinning strats here to get a few hits onto Lamo. Now, don't forget, if you're new to this game and you see people usually use the fire rod and you don't have the fire rod for a battle against Lamo, Ice Rod does the same amount of damage. You just gotta learn the difference between the two and the timing. Yeah, that's
the
what I
timing
meant
is
to
a little
say.
bit different.
DukeFireBird coming close to finding his first pair of gloves.
I don't believe we've seen Gina's cave yet, so this will be a new check for us.
Yes, it will be. Also, you know what else Floyd can do? He can do check Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, that's a really early 5-6 crystal. That may be what he's doing right now. And actually...
He's
oh,
going
no.
Aga.
No, he's going to do the Aga play. He's got a Tempered Sword. At this point, no reason not to do it any further.
There's the first glove pickup there for Duke. As Floyd goes into the castle. And if he goes to north, he'll get the flute, but he's going right straight for Aga.
Yeah, not really surprised by this.
So DukeFireBird first, his next check going to be because he is going to get the mirror at this stage. After that, I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a play for Swamp.
It is a crystal he can full clear.
Yep.
And going to crystals that you can full clear makes a lot of sense. He can't do ice yet because he doesn't have a Bombos or a Fire Rod. Can't finish Skullwoods without that Fire Rod, and can't do Turtle Rock with that fire. He can go into Turtle Rock, but like we said, he might not get very far. And in some sense, it's almost worse if you do get far in Turtle Rock, and knowing that the Fire Rod, you're not going to clear it no matter what the first time around. If you find that cave in Turtle Rock, that's just mean.
Oh, Duke's gonna check Catfish now.
Well, he's got that mirror, so he can do a few other checks on the way. There's actually a very convenient way to check the hobo here, so hopefully he does that.
I am hoping so as well. Could he be checking hobo? If he goes to the south and goes to the mirror portal, or pulls out the mirror, he will get it.
Oh,
yes,
no,
he will.
Here we go. He is. Okay. Thought maybe he was heading towards pod, but he's going to do hobo first. Menu not being kind to him.
That menu can be so tough to figure out. There's the Titan Mitts for DukeFireBird. And now, knowing where the cape, or knowing where the fire rod is just around the corner from getting to go mode.
Yeah, looks like he's going to dip pod. He wants to see if that bow leads to anything. I still would like the swamp play first, clearing crystal dungeons that you can clear. Which to me makes a lot more sense. But there's a good chance pod has something. We saw it several times in the tournament. Pendant pod seemed to be a treasure trove a lot of times.
Well, you know what? You know what it is. Apparently there was a secret memo that was tossed around to all the runners, is to do the total opposite of what Adirondack Rick has to say in commentary. Like if he says you're going to swamp, you go to pod.
There you go.
I think I'm about 40% conversion rate on calling what the runners are doing properly in 4 runs that I've commentated this week. Bow immediately required here in pod.
We are? Yeah. Bow locked makes it, I would feel better about this play with it being bow locked because you got that bow for a reason. Now, granted, of course, you need to get through GT logically, but it'd be nice to see it lead to something.
We're going through the same blue ball fight. It was what, 4?
That was it 4 or 3?
I think it was 4. It was a 3 cycle no matter what. And there's the Aga play finished off. Floyd was just checking to see what was on the pyramid before doing a save and quit. Loads up the sanctuary.
Yeah, it's like he's gonna go straight for that mirror.
Yes, indeed. There's a heart container, so we now know that these next 2 checks are key and key. DukeFireBird is pulling out the bombs. Unfortunately, we already know because of big key and heart container, all the reindeer chests are going to need small keys.
He needs to pick up one of these, but this is the one you would skip because you're going to just exchange a key for a key here.
Mirror pickup for Floyd at 52 minutes in.
looks like Floyd might be doing the swamp play.
I would assume so, but we've already been down this road before.
He might do a couple mirror checks right before, or perhaps right after. We are very close.
I still can't say he's going to swamp. Okay, I might be convinced now he's going to swamp.
He's going to swamp. Probably do Bombo's tablet and or the South Grove cave after this.
And we're jumping silver arrows in the big chested pod.
You know, that's the weird thing about these progressive bows. I've seen so many bows in bow-locked pod.
Yep. Bows leading to bows more than anything else. So we as commentators and you as viewers know we are just a cape away from no mode. Double key.
Not a great start for Floyd with that compass. Ideally, you hope the map and compass are on the left side. Very, very rare that actually happens, though.
We've already seen the map and compass for DukeFireBird, so we know that Star King's going to have the final item.
Looks like he's going to go for it, too.
Bold move with the heart and a half remaining, but DukeFireBird is going all in on this Palace of Darkness dive. He's got the silver arrows, so there is a little bit of a monetary or a little bit of a gain out of this. And to be honest, if you do DukeFireBird, you don't want to see Cape on Helmasar. And you want to know why?
Oh, probably, yeah, because then you know that Floyd's going to get those silver arrows.
Yep, exactly.
On the other hand, it also means that Floyd actually has to full clear the dungeon. So I think I'd want to see it there. Make Floyd full clear the dungeon, and the silver arrows being not enough of an advantage for having just full cleared this dungeon and taken the last few minutes doing it. And we see both a map and a compass. So Floyd says, you know what? I've seen both a map and a compass. I'm just going to go to the left side now. And he is go mode -2. So that makes a lot more sense. If he was go mode -1, then I would say still go to the back first.
Seen many races before where go mode can be right on that path you have to take. Helmasar King now for DukeFireBird. 17 hammer hits to get rid of that mask. Silver arrow right straight to Helmasar King. Palace of Darkness is done, and the reward is there's our fourth and final sword.
So all we got out of pod was a couple of luxuries. The silver arrows and a tempered sword, and he'll have a choice whether to pick up the gold sword, because there's no reason he won't see that on the desert ledge. Meanwhile, we're about to see left side swamp from Floyd.
Which now means that if Cape is to be found for Floyd and he doesn't go into the Palace of Darkness, he'll be tempered silverless versus gold with silvers.
Well, we'll see if DukeFireBird bothers to pick up that gold sword. Not all runners will do that, although it's a pretty quick pickup at this point. And we also need Ether for Meyer, so...
All right, what do we got inside Meyer's shed?
Nothing. Rupees and bombs.
Oh my.
Is he gonna go in?
Interesting decision to do.
Yeah, this really
this
really surprises me. It's 2 items. I believe is it the green? It is the green pendant. So it's 3 items.
That's the other thing, is that this is green pendant. Wow. But he's already done the other 2 pendant dungeons.
Yeah, we have not seen a pet check.
So maybe he's hoping to come up with a wower on the ped, on a blind pull.
Yeah, I still say clear crystal dungeons that you can clear first, and then go do these other ones. Because you have to do them regardless. Ooh, a bug net. Oof. Not what Floyd was hoping for there. It's different if your choice is between a non-full clearable crystal dungeon and a full clearable pendant dungeon. Then you got like 2 really bad choices that you have to choose between, and one's gonna be right and one's gonna be wrong. But here, yeah.
You're right. Argus is going to be the next step for us here. Duke has already got the big key out of this. He's going straight to Vitreous.
That's an interesting play. I mean, that's the kind of thing you do when it's, again, a crystal. Vidi could have the item. The green pendant could have the item, but there could be one of the items could be in cape. Oh, and there's the cape right on path. You know, clearing crystal dungeons. Floyd, of course, still doesn't know where that ether is, so it might be a while before he gets back to Zora for that ether. So he might end up doing some of these same plays that DukeFireBird's doing.
And here's the thing with DukeFireBird. He might be thinking that he's behind because of the Eastern play, because of the Palace of Darkness play. Maybe he's banking on the pedestal at the stage to get him out of trouble.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's doing. And he doesn't have a book to check it ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd, if he picks up his fire rod, may go straight to Ice Palace. Unfortunately, he probably full clears it because he's still looking for that ether. Ice Palace being a significant difference whether you're playing it in go mode or in or not.
He's gonna check K45 first.
Silver Arrow is making very quick work of Vidi on DukeFireBird's side. Hopefully there's an item here. And there is small shield. So he may go back in for another item, or he may just go straight for that green pendant, or he may just go straight to pulling ped. At this point, there's not a whole lot he can get on pedestal that's going to make a huge difference for him, though. Looks like he's going to full clear Meyer first. It's only 1 more item, so it may as well.
And Floyd's going right straight for the fire rod.
Yeah, with this fire rod, he'll be able to do Skull Wiz, he'll be able to do Ice Palace, and once he gets that ether, he'll be in go mode, be able to do Turtle Rock. And it's kind of nice for him in that sense, because Turtle Rock being the last crystal, no matter what, he will be able to go straight to GT from there.
This is still a weird race in which we don't know how to handicap this.
Yeah, I feel like it's more likely that Floyd is going to get over to that Zora play before DukeFireBird is going to get back on path to those crystal dungeons, to the stuff he needs.
There's the fire rod pickup for Floyd. Now we'll be heading into Skull Woods.
Mm-hmm. But my guess, if I were Floyd at this point, I'd be doing Skull Woods here, and then route the like Graveyard Ledge into Catfish into Zora. I believe I saw some people in chat saying stuff similar. Just a really nice routing, and you can end that route over at Ice Palace.
I'm almost to believe that Floyd is probably going to route this, leave here, go right straight for Ice Palace, maybe
might.
check Zora after he is done with Ice Palace, but not before.
That's an unfortunate pickup.
Loss of 10 seconds, but
in a race, every little bit matters.
You can't help but feel a little when that happens.
Yeah, every little bit matters. Every little bit makes a difference. Every little bit feels bad.
Bombos.
Oh, and DukeFireBird finding a Bombos tablet. That could take him further away from that cape in Swamp, because now he can go do Ice Palace with it, and he will not be able to go mode it.
If you're just tuning in at the hour 4 mark, DukeFireBird is missing the cape. The cape is on Crystal Argus. Floyd is missing the ether. The ether is on Zora. A lot of hits there from Mothula, just going into spikes. But Floyd able to take him down. Crystal number 5.
Okay, pulling out that mirror, that tells me you're right. He is going to go over to Ice Palace, which is unfortunate. Oh, he's going to check Ped.
Ped is still check.
I like this choice. He wants to make sure it's not his ether. It is, of course, as we know, it's not. It's just couch cash.
DukeFireBird's going to be able to blind pull some couch cash. Unfortunately for him. So now Floyd, this is going to be dipping into Lake Hylia to go towards ice. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into the portal right away. But wouldn't that be something if he hits the whirlpool portal there? It goes right straight to Zora.
Nope, not gonna do it.
But that's not gonna be the case. I would be reckoning that Floyd's move to Zora, if needs be, will be after he's done with this.
Yeah, we know he's not going to find... Like, the only useful thing he could find here at this point is powder, just for a little extra safety. Being able to powder those anti-fairies. Every other luxury item they've got. And, you know, he's not going to find the 4th sword. He's not going to find silvers unless he goes into pod. And I do hope for his sake he doesn't dive pod before Zora. You could, though.
The longer it takes for Floyd to get to Zora gives DukeFireBird more time to get into Swamp to get his go mode.
Absolutely.
Missing on a couple of silver arrows, trying to one cycle, gets him on the 2nd cycle. Fortunate bomb hit there for Floyd. He got hit Couldn't get the quick kill down.
Should be
Okay.
fine. 5 bombs for the bomb jump should be more than enough. Theoretically, you should only need 1.
DukeFireBird now checking checkerboard cave. Second bomb works for Floyd. And the unfortunate thing about not being in go mode.
Yep, Ice Palace being one of the biggest differences between go mode and not go mode. Going to go to this right side area that if he had already found that ether medallion, he could skip this. And it all comes back to he had 400 and some odd rupees when he went over to do the flippers checks up there. And got gloves, got a sword, got gloves, so I had nice couple of items. So, you figure, well, what are the odds that Zora's gonna have another good item for me?
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, in this case,
Yep.
it did. Floyd making his way through Ice Palace. Duke checking K45 right now. Did Duke touch the breadsmith chain at all?
I don't recall if he has or not.
He might be
believe
checking
so.
that.
Our tracker Worldwide Wimpy says no, he has not. And again, shout out to Worldwide Wimpy for doing the hard work behind the scenes. Thank you very much.
Next week, the 16-bit nerds will be facing off against the Long Shots. The team of Tyler Salt, Diesel Martini, and Zelda Fan 18657. The Immortals. Next week, they get the Pug Trio team of Weighty Words, Futon, and Andy. That's going to be a tough match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most people know Andy pretty well, but Weighty Words also really good player. Won the SG Live event.
Yeah, for certain.
And this part right here for Floyd, another part, having to go all the way to Ice-T to check for an item there. We'll be able to avoid this in a go mode situation.
Answering a question from somebody in chat, what does the number after the team name mean? That is how many points they have accumulated this week. The Immortals picked up 3 points for their first match win over the 16-bit nerds this week. A win gets you 3, a tie gets you 1, and a loss gets you 0.
And if you're wondering why we worry about ties, there were quite a few ties during the tournament the last few months, so they do happen.
Yeah, they actually did happen last night here in the league.
Nice. Oh, Floyd decided to go get some fairies here. Don't see this very often.
Yeah, he's got his bug catching net all set and ready to go. 4.5 hearts. This makes a lot of sense. Catches a fairy, then he's going to go through the portal. It's better to take a safety break than to take a death against Cold Stare.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that can lose you a little bit of time, but dying loses you a lot more time.
I believe it was Crazy Sunshine and Mind of Me who was on the call for that race last night. Duke heading to the portal. Oh, Floyd couldn't get the spit on the cold stare before he disperses. He should be fine still, it's just more of an annoyance at this stage.
And I don't believe we got anything out of that, which, not that there's much to look for at this point.
The only thing that they could find at this stage would be the magic powder.
Yep, that's what I thought about.
And that would even be a thing you don't want to see at this stage. Floyd jumping into the water. And
going the wrong way.
He is going...
It looks like a pod play.
To the Palace of Darkness.
Well, as you said, now that he's into his pendant dungeons, the one good thing for Floyd is because he doesn't have ether, he will not go to Mire.
Well, the one good thing here for Floyd is the fact that he is going to get the silvers out of this. This is giving DukeFireBird more time to get into Swamp, but DukeFireBird has got to stop the overworld checks and go into a crystal dungeon. Going to 4.
And our tracker once again making a really good point. No flute, so of course at this point Floyd may end up going and getting that flute in the castle, having not gone there yet. It is 3 checks versus 1 over at Zora.
But this is not a guarantee he's going into a swamp. He is going there. Because the other possibility for Duke would be to check the pyramid.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. Yeah, if DukeFireBird skips the left side, gets his cape, he knows where that fire rod is. He will be in go mode. He'll go get that fire rod. He'll be able to go mode Skull Woods, or the rest of Skull Woods, since they've already dipped it. He'll be able to go mode Ice, and he could catch up a whole lot of time here.
My only concern is that DukeFireBird probably thinks that he's really, really behind because of the pendant dungeons not going into his favor at this point, and little does he know that Floyd is giving him an opening by orphaning Zora. This is a weird race.
Sure is. Yeah, for a little bit, we're just going to see the runners do stuff that each other's already done. So I will go ahead and mention that you should follow these guys, as they are putting on quite the show for us.
Click
Quite
those
an
buttons.
interesting race.
Click the follow button. And continue to follow along here with Speed Gaming in the link to the past Randomizer League channels. A little more of the league. 7 weeks this is. What's your favorite mode that we have coming up?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting when we see some of the co-op stuff.
So weeks number 6 and 7, the
Yeah.
piloted Key Sanity spoiler run. Or week number 7, the All Dungeons co-op. I think for viewers, it's going to be really interesting when we get to week 4.
And which one's week 4?
That's the mystery week.
Oh god. Yeah, that we could have some very interesting mysterious seeds coming up.
Follow along with us when we learn how everything works. Because we are not going to know until they know what happens.
Yeah, to the co-op stuff, just at that point when you get there, just the idea that now, right now you have teams, but they're each playing their own seed. But in those modes, you're going to be able to have players working together on the same seed, and I think that'll be really interesting to see how that works out.
You mean I have to work together with my team?
Yeah. Or you can just let your 2 teammates do it. I think it's only 2 players, right?
Can I get a range check?
That's not up to me. And we do see DukeFireBird did skip to the left side, so he's going to be very happy about that once he sees the item he gets here. Not going to call that putting him in the lead next. He still needs to go clear Skullwoods, and he still needs to go clear Ice Palace. But if Floyd doesn't go to Zora next, that's going to get him really close. It's just, we don't know how much longer it's going to take for Floyd to get to Zora.
At 1 hour 19 and 10 1 hour 19 minutes and 10 seconds, DukeFireBird with the collection of that cape is in pretty much no mode. He knows where he needs to go to get the fire rod.
He's not checking anything else. He knows where that fire rod is. This is go mode.
It's straight up go get the fire rod. It's get the fire rod mode.
It's why aren't you mirroring and fluting? Go get your fire rod.
Floyd is leaving the Palace of Darkness. Floyd is going to...
Oh, this could be the check. No, he's going to the Dark World. Never mind.
Pyramid Fairy. Could this be to get to the catfish, to get to Zora?
Yeah, I hate to say it, but this could be get to Pyramid Fairy, then mirror and go into the castle.
Oh no.
Which,
why do you put these thoughts in my mind?
From a routing perspective, it's very good routing, but unfortunately it's not where he needs to go.
And if we find magic powder in this check...
Yeah, we'll probably get a magic
I might just have to explode at that point. And I have a race tomorrow. Speaking of that, we should pull up the list of runners that are running tomorrow in the 6th day of week 1 of the league.
And just a container heart at the Pyramid Fairy and some arrows. Not a whole lot to write home about.
And we're going into the castle.
We are going into the castle. And this is really bad for Floyd. I don't think he's getting to Zora before DukeFireBird finishes up Skullwoods and Ice.
I don't know.
It's gonna be close though.
I don't know.
Because
he does.
Yeah, he probably. I mean, he's got the mirror portal, so it makes sense for him to go catfish to Zora after this. There's not a whole lot left for him at that point.
It's what he does after this. Unfortunately, that flute could draw him away.
Yeah, that would be very unfortunate.
We got good news and bad news here. It's just the problem is that nothing makes sense to me anymore.
Yeah. Well, either way, Floyd still can't go into Mire. So for him, it would just be 3 checks. Since Ether being the medallion he's missing, but also medallion to get into Mire.
And so, while we're seeing checks that we've seen before, here's the schedule for tomorrow. Our first race tomorrow is at 2:10 p.m. Eastern, featuring the team of WJPTBB, they smell, versus We're Bad at Team Names, Bruges Fan JP versus Adirondack Rick. That's why WJPTBB smells. Featuring the commentary of a biased Will J. Bradley, and a not quite as biased Killer App 23. That's 2:10 tomorrow. Speed Gaming 2. Over on Speed Gaming 5, Senin versus Durand, a Link to the West Coast, takes on Magic Lamp Oil. 5:10 is the race I alluded to earlier. It's going to be, I think it's the race of the day.
Oh.
Wu-Tang Clan versus Pug Trio.
Andy versus Solsky. That's going to be a good one.
Apathy Duck, Nemo, Seru. And oh no, that shovel. I forgot the shovel was there.
Ugh. Oh, and he saved and quit. He's going to follow the shovel and he's going to follow the flute. Which, you know, in his position, perfectly good call. Just not going to get him what he wants.
Just not the one we know the right call.
Can he, the question is, can he get to the shovel spot, activate the flute, check the 3 things he can check in the Mire area, and then hopefully at that point make the decision to go to Zora. At that point, his other decision, I believe, would be going into Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod. And, oh, he can't go to the Fire Rod he's looking for. He's looking for the Ether, so he can't do that. So I don't know that there's anything left for him to do at that point.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully we can... You know, the interesting thing is that we could have a head-to-head battle heading into Turtle Rock. We could still have that. We could,
yeah, this could still end up being super close.
Also on the docket for tomorrow, we have forfeiters are us versus Spaceball, the Rando team, Dataplet versus Phantom Ryu. And then Link finds a way versus I Like Big Boots. Grivian versus Ganon Gone Wild. That's at 7:10 Eastern tomorrow. The long shots take on 2 Pearl, 2 Furious. Zelda Fan 18657. We talked about them earlier. Versus Aussie 28. That's at 9 o'clock over on Speed Gaming 2. And then we have Team Kappa versus Whirlpool Ped for Food. Gamachu versus Hexa, 9:10 p.m. Eastern over on Speed Gaming. And then Talking Heads versus I Got a Tempered. Professor Renderer versus Demolisher. They're doing a rematch tomorrow. That's at 9:10 Eastern. And then Himi versus Shovel is the true go mode. Not this time around. Kermit versus TSO 15. That is the nightcap tomorrow night on Speed Gaming 3. 10 Eastern. And you can do !league to find out more information about what's going on in the league. We got a great standings page. They did a really good job on the website.
Yeah, they did.
ALTTPRleague.com. Floyd, go to Catfish. Go to Zora.
Okay, he's looks like he's on the path. In the meantime, DukeFireBird showing us what the Go Mode Ice Palace looks like.
DukeFireBird already had Cold Stare means that DukeFireBird at this point has now taken over the lead as Floyd is heading over towards the Mire Shed area. Cold Stare is down.
And yeah, Grave Redledge not into Catfish. And the answer is no. Floyd can't do all these extra checks before DukeFireBird finishes up his dungeons. Because DukeFireBird gonna head up to TR, and Floyd still needs to find that Ether.
Yeah. Time is running out really fast here for Floyd. He's got to get to Zora. He's got to get to Zora right now and hope that DukeFireBird gets stumbled somewhere on the execution battle here.
Yeah, for the first time this race, I would say we actually have a clear leader.
Absolutely. Floyd, flute to 8. Flute to 8. No! No! Yes! No!
Has he forgotten?
No!
He didn't kill Helmosaur. Has he forgotten about Zora completely? I wonder. I mean, don't know if he uses a map tracker or not, but he's been to that area, so he may be thinking that he cleared the whole area and forgotten that he didn't actually get the Zora item and only got the other items that were there.
Go to Catfish. Get to Zora.
Okay.
Get to Catfish.
Okay,
Go to
he's
Zora.
not going to pod. So this looks like it is the Catfish Zora play.
As DukeFireBird goes into Turtle Rock. I just want a close race.
Yeah, looks like he's getting over there, so it's still going to be pretty close. It could, this is close enough that a difference in big key routing could decide things.
Oh, don't be magic powder. Do not be magic powder. You do not be magic powder. Do not be magic powder.
No, just arrows.
We mirrored.
And there it is. He's going to make the play. He's going to be basically a little more than a climb up the mountain behind.
Yeah, he's going to be probably about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes behind at this stage. And here it is. The check that he could have had a long time ago, but he was short the rupees. And there's the go mode for Floyd. Back up the mountain. Also elite. 1,337 rupees. Have we found the big key yet in Turtle Rock?
Unless it was in the first chest. I'm actually not sure. The last 3 checks have not.
It wasn't.
Man, we have not seen it.
In that case, we gotta go check Lava Chest.
Yep. Turtle Rock being one of the worst go mode dungeons that we have. And certain key layouts being worse than others. Grabbing that small key, he must have grabbed the big key.
Okay.
We'll see it on Floyd's side.
Unless DukeFireBird completely forgot about it, in which in that case he just gave Floyd a chance to come back.
Nice double pokey kill with those sword spins.
Oh, Duke may have been actually thinking about making the gamble going straight towards the back, but he doesn't have the big key! It is in Lava Chest!
Yeah, because there's that first check. There's 100 rupees.
And he's going to find out right now.
Oh, jeez.
Something is missing the big key!
Oh, no. He can't mirror. I mean, he can mirror, but it's not going to do him any good. He's going to take him back. Would take him back to this entrance instead of the front entrance.
When I asked for a competitive race, this is not what I meant.
Well, that's certainly an interesting turn of events, though.
Floyd getting the small key. It was a shield, rupees. That was the story. Duke going into the door here. $132.59 for Duke. Now the good thing is that he can just go right straight to the mirror portal. Save him backtrack time.
Yeah, he's still quite a bit ahead here.
Mm-hmm.
But if he didn't already feel behind, he sure feels behind now after that mistake.
Mm-hmm. Laser bridge is going to be required. Nice boomerang strides here for Floyd. Alright, so chest 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one's going to have the small key? 1 being the top, 4 being the bottom. There is no chest number 5. Nice try. There's no pie. Nice try. I could go for some pie. Pie's next week, by the way. Floyd! No! No!
Oh my god.
Oh my god! No!
I've seen one runner do this. I never seen 2 runners in the same race.
No, you remembered!
Well, he remembered faster, but he still forgot.
And it is in number 2. $134.44. So it is 1 minute and 45 seconds difference. Tracy, have you been on commentary for any more of a crazier race than this?
Oh, probably. Oh, for sure, but I can't think of them right off the top of my head right now. This is definitely up there, though, for sure.
DukeFireBird fighting off against Trinex. We're almost ready to play a game.
And that gold sword really helping out with this Trinex fight.
Not yet. We haven't called for numbers yet.
Remember, your numbers don't count unless the bot's been started.
Yes, and we're not going to start that bot until that crystal's being held up by DukeFireBird. All right, Tracy. Why are people putting numbers in chat?
Oh no, they're all these numbers. Oh yeah, big key, 22 chests. Which one is it? Well, 21 chests plus the torch. There are 22 locations, again, this big kid could be. Go ahead and put your guesses in. And if you win, you get internet points and bragging rights.
Yay! Sweet, juicy internet points. Can I highlight my messages with those internet points?
I don't think so.
Darn. What number do you think it's going to be?
I'll go with my standard 5.
I'll go with 14. $35 points is going to go to the winner. DukeFireBird in Gannett's Tower, 136.48. We're going to see a Dark Magician route from DukeFireBird.
Most likely.
Also, shout out to 1,001 rupees.
Or I should say at least the Dark Magician start, since the full route would require him going full right.
Yeah.
You don't see a whole lot of that anymore.
Did in the race earlier tonight.
Interesting.
Actually did pay out. And there's the mirror now for DukeFireBird. 5 in, no big key.
What?
Accidental.
That's a controller miscue.
That might be a panic miscue too. Like, How in the world is this not done and over with? How's Floyd still racing? 6 and 7, both small keys. And when you usually get 2 small keys, you really start thinking, oh, it's gonna be over here. There's the 7th and final crystal for Floyd. As DukeFireBird over here on the right-hand side. Bums. Rupees. Bombs. Bombs.
Well, we'll call that the bomb room now.
Bomb diggity. That's 11 checks.
So Floyd potentially could catch up a little bit if he just goes straight to the left. Unfortunately, that's not something you see very often.
DukeFireBird almost ready to go back to the Staffos room. Thankfully, he catches himself before he does lock himself in.
Okay, Floyd's starting out in the right. He might be doing the... There it is. So if Floyd does the hope route and mirrors out after these first 2 keys.
Yep,
And
he is.
He's going to gain a little bit of time this way.
He sure is. That is going to be number 12 on the big key guessing game. Chadbert, you're the winner of 35 points. Congratulations. It's going to come down to execution. Especially if Floyd does not mirror out of here.
It looks like he's killing the Stalfo, so
Yeah.
most likely he's not going to mirror here.
Yeah, you wouldn't be killing these Staffos if you're going to be mirroring out of here. And so therefore he will get the big key and what would be chest number 8 for him. As DukeFireBird now 4 hearts. Does have safeties. 140, 39 up to the 4th floor. That's a beautiful 3rd room for the gauntlet here for DukeFireBird. Nice fairy drop there for Floyd.
Yeah, DukeFireBird's got to be a little just keep in mind what his health is. You know, he should be fine. As long as he's paying attention.
Ooh, this is going to be more than a 2-cycle ammo.
And keep in mind, these runners don't have powder to get refills from the anti-fairies.
141.55 for Floyd up to the 4th floor. Same time that DukeFireBird goes up to the 5th floor. So there's a floor difference between these 2 runners.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably a little more. Gauntlet's going to be a little slower for Floyd here than where DukeFireBird is right now.
Floyd's making pretty good work of the gauntlet, though. Yeah, DukeFireBird's going to be up on the 6th floor before Floyd's done with the 5th floor, but or rather with the 4th floor, but... Looks like it's going to be a 3-cycle here for Floyd as well. There it is. And DukeFireBird now on to the 6th floor, finishing that off. And 1 swing and 1 slash. And Moldorm 2 is done with DukeFireBird.
Or DukeFireBird is done with Moldorm. Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Now, time for some geometry with Aghanim 2.
Like
And
that
a
was
nice
probably only a double. I'm not sure that was a triple. In the end, it's not going to
We'll find out
matter.
in 1 hit.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a 3-2-1 or a 2-2-2.
Either way, it's a 3-cycle Aga 2, and DukeFireBird is off to get
And
it.
you'll always take that 3-cycle.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you get your blue balls in the 2nd round, and you literally can't get a 2-cycle.
Few sources are saying it's 3-2-1. Floyd getting pushed down by
Floyd.
Moldworm 2.
Ouch. Yeah, at this point, it's going to take a Ganon fall or a Ganon death from DukeFireBird.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what he has in terms of bottles. We know he's got 4 of them. He's got to have something good in there. I forget which one that went and collected a fairy either.
Hold on one.
Okay,
He does blue.
Yeah, he's got a blue
He's
or
got
red.
red.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he's got this. As long as he doesn't take a fall, he should be fine here to get the other 3 points for his team. As Floyd now climbing up past the Moldorm 2. As Floyd gets ready for his fight against Daga 2. Be sure to follow both of these runners. They've been playing for our complete enjoyment throughout this entire run. Torch Glitz for DukeFireBird. 1, 2, and a 3.
Nice.
That's a triple to finish things off. And the Immortals will go perfect 2-0 in week number 1 to get to 6 points in a stacked Hylia division.
And finishing up with an official SRL time of 146.08. GG's to
Yes.
DukeFireBird.
Floyd now 2.5 hearts whistles away and heads into the upcoming fight against Ganon. We have a DukeFireBird in here with us.
Hello.
Well, GG's.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations, your team being 2-0 for the first week.
Yeah, and I still can't fathom how the heck I pulled that off.
It's a location called Zora.
Yeah, we're talking in chat, but it's like all dungeons and I still pull that off. What the heck?
Yeah, I gotta ask you. You had full clearable crystal dungeons, in particular Swamp Palace, and
The moment I looked at my tracker, I was actually on my way to the pedestal, and I looked at my tracker and I went, to quote Christos, I'm a numpty. So I decided to nail Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. I was like, okay, no, I'm not going to pull the pedestal, because if it's on the pedestal, I still have an advantage in my head. So, yeah, let's go down to Swamp, and then, Cape on Argus. I'm good now.
So, I guess the next question is how much ribbing are you going to get from your teammates for this?
Probably a ton. I know Roach is probably going to wait to talk to me now.
well, you got your extra sword out of Pod at least. I mean, And some silvers.
Yeah. Sorry, fantasy people. Sorry.
Well, you still got the 40 points for the win.
Yeah.
I think that kind of counters it.
Yeah, somewhat. And I had a swordless kill in there too, so there we go.
Alright, Floyd here into cycle number 3. Getting ready to try to kill him with the silvers. I actually thought that was going to miss. Because we know how great hitboxes are sometimes in this game.
Oh, sure.
And here will be the 4th and final silver arrow. And get your GGs in the chat. Floyd44 will finish things off about just shy of 3 minutes behind DukeFireBird.
Yep. Official SRL time of 1:49.12 GGs to Floyd.
Yeah, a little bit of delay on the actual hitting of the button, but there we go. So, obviously, Floyd was the Zora check. You were the trying to get you to Argus. Now,
Yeah.
what happened with Turtle Rock?
I was flustered enough to the point. I'm presuming you mean the big king.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was flustered, and this happens to me from time to time. I am so used to like getting the big key early that I forget to check Lava Island because I'm like, I'm in go mode, go, 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 go.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I get into that mindset, I always forget to get to that chest. But luckily, when I check the big chest, I go, oops.
Luckily, you checked the big chest, I guess. Although I
Yeah.
guess you would have figured out the next room anyway.
Yeah, well, I always check the big chest because I saw my small key count was at 1, and I'm like, okay, I've gotten burned by not checking that
Yeah,
chest
that's
before.
a good point. Yep, that could have been a small key.
I never-
Could have been needed a small key.
So
Yeah,
then all
would you laugh that it turns out Floyd did the same thing? Well, not quite the same thing. He turned back a little sooner.
No. Honestly, I don't think it would surprise me because I was able to catch the tail end when we were both in Turtle Rock with the bot gun.
Okay.
And that does not surprise me in the slightest because of how long the seed was. It's like the same thing was going through my head. I'm like, I am behind, I am behind, I am behind. And I bet you he was thinking the same exact.
Is that kind of why you focused on pendant dungeons, was because you were feeling like you were behind, having already done Eastern, having done Palace of Darkness when you went to Misery Mire?
Yeah, honestly.
Yep, and Floyd joining us as well.
Hello.
So yeah,
GG,
Zora.
sir.
Now,
GG.
I do want to remind you that this is a family stream when I ask you this question. What would you like to say to King Zora?
Oh man, yeah, that was rough.
Now, was that a matter of just simply, wine check everything else at that point, or did you at any point forget that that was a location?
No, I
Check.
knew it was there. I think I was banking on Pod since it has a lot of items that it would have that last medallion.
Yeah, the last point when you did finally go to Catfish into Zora, I thought you were gonna go kill Helmasaur, because you didn't do that the first time into Pod. And
Oh,
real
yeah.
glad you didn't do that. Were you thinking of doing that, or were you just, at that point, just gonna go?
No, at that point, I'm sure Duke felt behind too. I was feeling behind, and I was figuring if I went and did all dungeons, I was gonna lose anyways.
Your one saving grace is you couldn't go into Mire, so
Yeah,
so was that.
I skipped that flute, got that early lamp. That was helpful.
Yeah, you skipped the. Oh, yeah, that's right. You told me in chat. I was like, yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I got the flute really late.
Yeah, Floyd's sequence broke the mountain. You kind of stayed more closer to logic there. The head
Well,
to go up the
To be
mountain.
fair, I did sequence break the back of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, that was interesting maneuver there to get to the Moon Pearl. It was quite the interesting path here, and I bet you remember a couple of things that you need the gloves for.
Oh, yeah. You mean the shortcut through Thieves Town? You mean going up the mountain?
Well, I was more meaning also
Catfish.
the catfish check.
And catfish. That was the third. I was thinking there was a third one. What was it? It was catfish.
Yep, it was catfish. But I'm trying to remember. It's been so long. I want to say, one of you, God, help me, Rick. One of them got the boots super early.
That had to have been Floyd.
That was Floyd
Okay,
who
it was Floyd.
checked the uncle area first thing.
Yeah, those were really early.
Yeah, when I got the boots, I was just like, oh great.
Yeah, the start of the seed felt really good.
Yeah, how nice did it feel to have 3 bottles in your arsenal at like 15 minutes in, red mail, the boots.
Yeah, no, it felt great, and I was feeling really good up until I was done with ice, and then looking for that damn medallion.
Yep. Yeah, those medallions. Oof. I mean, at least it wasn't the ice rod. That's the one worse thing than a medallion. But the medallions are pretty bad because they just can be in so many different places.
Yeah, that was nice to show up early, and the fact we could see the bumper ledge and lumberjack. We were able to see that and know what we were doing or what we had to do.
Yeah, that's at least a good thing.
This seed here, I mean, when you both watch this back, is you'll see there became a point where both of us just got to the point where we were hoping that one of you would make the move that you needed to make to get you out of the current cycle that you were, with DukeFireBird needing to go to Swamp and Floyd needing to get to Zora.
Yeah, there was a lot of lead changes, and I don't even know if I could call them lead changes because it wasn't clear who was in the lead
until DukeFireBird was at Cold Stare, and he had to, his next path was to go into Turtle Rock, and Floyd had still yet to pick up the medallion. It was about maybe 3 minutes difference between you two at that point when Floyd picked up the Ether medallion.
Yeah, and I think that's how we ended, about 3 minutes apart.
That sounds about right.
So, well, at least there's that consistency, I guess. Wow.
So both of you are done with week number 1 here in this league. You got obviously 6 more weeks. You're not going to be in all 6 of the weeks, but what weeks are you looking forward to? I'll start with DukeFireBird.
Oh man, that is. I mean, all of the modes are pretty good. I'll tell you the one I'm dreading. I'm dreading mystery just because dreading mystery just because of what it could be. Literally anything.
For sure.
But one that I'm looking forward to, I'm gonna actually have to put a split on there with the co-op and the spoiler pilot.
So both of the co-op type modes.
Yeah.
And what about you, Floyd?
Yeah, the pilot for sure. My group, we've been having a lot of fun practicing the pilot, but I'm actually looking forward to the mystery seed. I'm hoping we get something really fun.
Well, yeah, I'll agree with that. You want to get something fun, it's just that.
I was gonna say, what's your definition of fun, Floyd?
Something like...
Is your definition of fun expert, swordless, all dungeons, key sanity?
All the fun stuff. Inverted, Randomizer.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Inverted would be fun. I hope we get that.
Inverted would be
really
fun.
Interesting to see what the bot decides to roll with you for week number 4. Now, obviously, I'm going to turn this question away from the actual mode that you'd be playing. What opponents in this division and the Lake Hylia division are you both looking forward to playing in the rest of this regular season?
Looking forward to play. Let's see. I think Solski, Purdy Wong would be. I'm looking forward to those. I'm fortunately not playing week 5, which is against the Pug Trio team. So those would be fun to play against, but that's not my week.
Yeah, I mean, on a testing skills standpoint, I would agree with Pug Trio. Definitely. But a good friend of mine, Imasaru, with the Yutang clan, that's going to be an interesting week too. I think that's going to be fun.
And you guys end up getting the Yutang clan right there to week number 5, the Cross Keys week.
Yeah, that's gonna be a mode. Oh boy.
Yeah, should be interesting to see which one of those 3 you end up getting. Old Ducky B, Method Thought, or SZA.
Yeah. The thing is with all, because I know all of them can run it, so that's the
Yep.
problem. It's usually one of those. Okay, can you pinpoint who is not going to potentially be running it? And then it's like, all right, who can we try to basically metagame? And then it's like all of a sudden it goes, oh no, by the way, I'm running this. It's like, wait, you're going to run that? Uh-oh. We weren't planning on that contingency.
Yeah, the division's really tough, I feel. And Cross is going to be a tough week.
Oh, agreed. This division is quote unquote stacked. I mean, Pug Trio,
For sure.
two Pearl, returning from season 1. They're strong, and I know Yutang. I know their abilities, and they're very good. Like honestly, all the other teams were wild cards, and I will honestly say you are a wild card to us, Floyd. On all the stats that we were able to look at, you were the mystery. We were like, okay, he has this many races, but he's done this, but we don't see anything else. So it was like, how do we prep for you? But it was a good race. So
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's fun.
We definitely wish you both good luck as you continue through season 2 of the league.
Yeah, good luck to both of you and to your teams.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck next week.
All right, be sure to follow both of these runners, DukeFireBird and Floyd44. GG's to both of you, and good luck to you here in the upcoming week. So that's going to do it for tonight. We have a whole bunch of races coming up tomorrow, starting with that race I told you about between the team that smells and that one team that's bad at team names. I don't know who we're talking about with you.
Yeah, I
10
don't
over
know.
Speed Gaming 2. But Sanin versus Durand, 3:10. Stolsky Andy, 5:10 Eastern. Data Plet, Phantom Rio, 6:10 Eastern. Corvian versus Ganon's Gone Wild, 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Zelda Fan versus Aussie, 9 p.m. Eastern. Gavachu versus Hacksaw, 9:10 p.m. Eastern. Professor Renderer versus Demolisher, 9:10 p.m. Eastern. And then the nightcap, Kermit versus TSO. That is at 10:10 p.m. Eastern. To do exclamation point league, get the entire schedule, get the standings, keep up to date with what's going on with your favorite teams.
Yep, and I guess that will do it for us. I'd like to thank Adirondack Rick for joining me. Also to our tracker, Worldwide Wimpy, and all of you for watching, and of course to our runners, and to everybody in the Speed Gaming Networks for setting us up. Go ahead and make sure you follow all those Speed Gaming Networks, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 1 through 6, and the new, the ALTTPR Rando? What are
The ALTTPR League.
ALTTPR League channels, and how many of those do we have at this point?
There's 4 of them.
There's 4 of them already, so be sure to follow those so you get all your Link to the Past randomizer needs.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern. Bruce Van JP versus myself over in Speed Gaming 2. Until then, have yourselves a good night.